Welcome guys. Okay, so this is gonna be a football themed romance reading vlog. I don't know how many books I'm gonna read this vlog. We're just gonna keep going until I'm not in the mood to read football romances anymore. And it's football season and I am so excited. And I had to come up here and defend the Super Bowl champions, y'all. Yes, I am an Eagles fan. I have been an Eagles fan my entire life, so I'm not no bandwagon. Football season is starting very, very soon. The first game is tomorrow. We're going to be dropping the banner in front of the Dallas Cowboys, who just lost Michael Parsons. Like, do I feel bad? Yes and no. Like, pay the man. Sorry, I'm getting more into football, and I apologize. This is about reading. Okay, so let's get into the books. Went to Barnes & Noble and bought some books. And these are the 3 books I bought at Barnes. I was really going in there just with the mind of I want football romance books and I want either a fall book. The only book I bought that was not a football romance was this one, Unnatural by Mia Sheridan, and look how beautiful that looks. Like, it looks like fall. It's kind of warm now, like it's still kind of a warm fall, but this gives me like chilly, cozy by the fireplace type of book. So maybe when it gets closer to like October, I'll most likely read this. But let's get to the main event. We're talking about football romances. Your girl is excited. Okay, so the football romance books I bought. So this one, Dare You to Hate Me, I believe it's a part of a series, and I've had this on my radar for a while now, for a couple of years, and I finally I saw it at Barnes and I was like, let me pick it up. But I guess it's about Ivy and Aiden. Oh, and of course I didn't need to do that. I could just see their names right here on the book. But it's about Ivy and Aiden. I don't know really anything about this book. All I know is from the back. I guess Ivy was running away and she wanted her best friend, who was Aiden, to run away with her. He said no. She kind of figured he was, he's like, his path was like on the NFL, and so he really wanted to do that. And it looks like they meet up again when they're in college. Just to see what that's like. So it sounds like a childhood friends to lovers, and it seems like it's a little bit more serious too. It's like now that they're both back in each other's life, like what happens, what now. So I'm interested to see how this one is. So that's one of the books I'm going to try to read. I'm giving you all the books that I want to read, but we'll see how many I get to. This one is called Playing Hard to Get, and this one seems like a cute one. This girl, she is the tutor for this football player, and she's like your typical shy girl tutor, super smart. And I guess Knox is like I don't think he's a bad boy, but he's like the football star. Yeah, so he's like the football star. So she ends up having to tutor him, and it's giving, just from the description, like Nathan Scott and Haley James. And she's like, no, I'm supposed to stay away from him, but they're just drawn to each other, I guess. I'm not sure, but it seems like it's going to be a fun, good time, and I'm excited to read this one. I also have a couple football books that were available on Prime Reading that I wanted to download and have them for this video, just in case I'm in the mood for them. So one is called Home Game by Lisa Suzanne, and I feel like everything I read is a series now, and I need to stop. Okay, so getting fired and dumped in the same 30 seconds makes for a pretty bad Tuesday, but by Thursday I'll be in Vegas celebrating my brother's wedding. Since I could use a fresh start, he offers me a place to stay with a buddy of his. At the bachelorette party, a game starts in a quest to find me a one-night stand when a hunk with dark blue eyes and perfect bow instructor hits me with the silly line at the bar. My mission is complete. I vow to move on from our steamy night as I head to rehearsal dinner. Certain one of my brother's hot pro football player groomsmen will be my Prince Charming. Then the best man turns around. Dark blue eyes, perfect bow instructor, a body I soon won't forget. Ooh, and apparently my new roommate. This looks like it's gonna be good. Was not your biggest fan. Okay, so Harlow James is destined to rock the dating world. The creator of Kismet, the app helping singles find love. She's in New York to secure advertisers, but the sassy small-town girl can't help meddling in other people's business. When she runs into a muscular stranger at her go-to food truck, Harlow doesn't realize he's Landon Burke, the NFL's most wanted free agent. in town to talk contracts. She just sees a hottie about to get burned by undercooked street food. Though she tries to warn him, he shrugs her off, making a little wager instead. In a messy twist of fate, Andy finds himself in the same hotel as Harlow. When she collects on their bed, they make a mind-blowing and bed-rocking connection. But after the weekend, she goes home to Green Bay to her goofy dad and corgi, ready to focus everything on work again. Kismet, however, has other ideas when Andy knocks on her door. Interesting. Okay, well, maybe I'll read that, maybe I won't. There was another book called Writer's Block by, I think it's Maya Monique. This is also a series. But the book, I believe she said Jalen Hurts inspiration for the main male character in the book, or I guess she compares Jalen Hurts to this main male character of her book. And Jalen Hurts is the quarterback of this team, so of course I'm going to try and read this book. So Josephine is in a desperate need of inspiration for her romance book, but feels uncomfortable approaching just any man to help. When Caleb, her best friend, proposes a fake relationship in exchange for helping her with the research for her book, she sees it as a win-win situation. But the lines between fiction and reality blur as their fake romance turns into something scorching hot. So unfortunately I didn't get this one, and it's not at Barnes, so I'm going to have to order this online, but best believe I'm going to be reading this in this video. And it's based off the quarterback of my team. Of course I'm going to read this. Okay, so those are the football books I have for now. Again, we'll see if I read more. We'll see if I read less. I'm excited. I'm going to be watching the Eagles game, the first game of the season tomorrow. I believe our game starts off the football season, so really excited to watch that. And I think there might be like a 2024 season recap or something of the Eagles tonight on NFL or ESPN or something. So I'm going to try and find that and try and watch that. But yeah, we're going to get to reading and I'm excited. Hello, welcome back. So I started reading Playing Hard to Get. This one just seemed like the most fun. So I was like, I think this would be most enjoyable. So I started reading this one. I'm on page 56 and I am enjoying it so far. So as I mentioned before, this is like the big popular football guy on campus. I think he's like a tight end, and so far all we know about her is that she works at the bookstore, she likes to teach for herself and all this stuff like that. But they've met a couple times already. Well, this year is very important for Knox. He needs to maintain his grades, and I guess he has a problem with like a leg or knee or something, so he has to make sure that's all right because he wants to go to the NFL, and if there's questions around him, he will probably not get drafted, and it, makes at that time that much harder to get to the NFL. So he's trying really hard to focus on his priorities, which is schoolwork and football. And I guess in the past he has been a player. He has not really been in relationships, and he's kind of been in a funk. I guess he's not as happy-go-lucky. He's more stressed, so he's trying to just focus on certain things. So he decided, he's like, you know what, for this football season, I'm going to be celibate. He's like, I don't need to focus on that. I really want to focus on schoolwork and football. So I'm like, that's interesting. And like, this is their romance, right? So I'm interested to see how that works. But I think that just makes it 10 times more interesting. But again, they've just met a couple times and nothing. But I'm intrigued. I'm having a really good time. So the game is at like 8:45 tonight. So I'm probably going to read this until then. I might try and get some work done, but I'm mostly just probably going to read this. And yeah, do that until the game of the Cowboys versus the Eagles tonight. So I'll probably have the TV on the background because I bet you it's like the beginning of football season. So they're probably going to have like a lot of like interviews and stuff. And it's a big game. It's a big rival game. They're dropping the banner this game, so a lot of stuff happening. So I'm probably just gonna have the TV on, and whatever's like on TV for this game, I'm probably just gonna have it on in the background. But yeah, I'll come back to you guys either with an update or me finishing this book. Okay, so I don't know where I left off with you guys, but I did finish Playing Hard to Get, guys. I enjoyed this book so much. It was so good. The Third Eye Breakup was not, or like, maybe not breakup, but conflict was not that bad. And I just had such a good time. I believe this is going to be a part, or is a part of a series, and it also seems like it's the spin-off of another book. I think where like his father's and his mother's romance was another book this author wrote, and then this, now they're looking at the son. But I love this so much. What was a little weird to me, or like, I don't know, I was trying to see if this was written before or after the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce relationship, because there were just some things that were really parallel, and I was like, and also because the main girl in the book, she has like tattoos and both of them are Taylor Swift lyrics, and I'm just like, okay. So I was like, did this author like get inspired by Travis and Taylor Swift and decide to write a book about that? Because he's a tight end, I believe, and then she is a tutor, and she tutors English, and she wants to be a writer. So I was just like, I don't know, it just like seemed really close. But I think this was written in like 2022, so like a year before they got together. But it was just like, I don't know, there's a lot of parallels, and I was like, is this like a Travis Taylor Swift inspired college romance? But anyway, I really did enjoy it. It was so good. I had such a good time with this one. And then I'm reading on my Kindle, and what am I reading? What am I reading on my Kindle? That tells you how memorable this book is, I can tell you that. So it's Not Your Biggest Fan by Sarah Nee or Nay. It's like, it was one of the ones I wasn't sure about if I would enjoy, and I started reading it. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cute. So basically it's this football player, and he's a free agent, so he's trying to look what team he's going to be on next. And this woman who is like an engineer, and she's starting up a new dating app, and they meet in New York. Like, they're at a food truck, and she's like, don't get that, that's not good. And he's like, whatever. And they kind of like make this like little bet thinking they'll never see each other again, but they end up being at the same hotel. And then when they see each other, they make good on their bet, and then they like spend the whole day together and everything. Cute little meet cute. It's like, oh my gosh, we had such a good day, but they don't think they're ever going to see each other again. So I'm reading that, and so this woman doesn't know anything about football, so she doesn't know who he is, and he likes that too. And I'm 68% through the book. And part of the, sorry, my arm is getting tired. So in part of the synopsis in the back of the book, or like part of the synopsis for this book was like, oh, they have a meet cute, she doesn't know who he is, and then one day he shows up at her door. I'm 60% through this book, and he still has not showed up to her door. And I'm like, so I'm waiting for that interaction to like see what happens, and I'm like, why did you give it to me in the synopsis of the book when this hasn't even happened yet? Before 50% of the book. I don't like when books do that. So now I'm just at this point where I really don't care about this book anymore. And I'm 60% of the way through, so I'm gonna finish it. But I hope the rest of the book is worth what I'm waiting for, and I kind of think it won't be. So I'm kind of disappointed because I was enjoying the beginning of this book, and now I'm just like, ugh. So I'm taking a break from it, and maybe I'm just gonna watch some TV or a movie. I'm just like annoyed that I'm waiting this long, and I'm like, this book is like a waste of my time right now. So we'll see. Yeah, so that's what I'm reading now, and I'm 60% through. I was going to film the game of the season opener for the Eagles, but the game was too stressful for me, and I like, no, I need to focus on this game. And then there was a rain delay, and they weren't going to come back on the field until like 11:30, and I have to work, so I just went to bed. And then I literally woke up in a panic. It was like, did we win? Which is like, I'm so dramatic, like, no need to be doing all that. But I looked up and we did win, so thank goodness. But like, hopefully the next game I think their next game is against Kansas City, so hopefully I can film a little bit of that game going on. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to continue with the book. We're taking a break for now, but we'll continue on this book, and hopefully it ends better. So it looks like I forgot to film a review for this book, so sorry about that. But as you could tell from my previous clips, I did not enjoy it. I ended up rating this book, Not Your Biggest Fan, 2.5 stars. I didn't love it. I kept waiting for it to get better, and it just didn't for me. I feel like it was a little bit too insta-lovey. It was kind of creeping me out a little bit because like they just met and he finds her, and then I don't know. I feel like I wanted it to be prolonged a little bit. I wanted a little bit more to the story. It was mostly just in the city, and then he goes and sees her. And I think another thing I didn't like was that how I believe it was like after 50% of the book, something they mentioned in the synopsis of the book happened. So I didn't really like that. I kind of wish this all happened in the beginning, and then kind of things would progress as the book went on. So I don't know. I just went a little bit more to the story. I thought they could have done more. I did enjoy it. It was too weird for me. I don't know. It was kind of like giving Stalker to me, but that's fine. You know, some people like that. Some people enjoy that. Unfortunately, I did not. And I felt like I would have been fine with it. Like there's some insta lovey stories that I don't mind, but this one just felt weird to me. It just didn't feel realistic to an extent. Like I still want to have some type of believability, right? But that's fine. Again, just didn't love it. This wasn't for me. This was probably one of my least favorites that I'm reading in this vlog. So again, apologies for not having an actual clip for you guys to watch, but that's my review for this one. So yeah, let's continue. Okay guys, I did a thing. So I ended up reading another football book and forgot to vlog it. I feel like I just am not used to vlogging, so I just keep forgetting to vlog the books I'm reading. But the most recent book I read was on my Kindle, and it was called Mad Love. And this was a football romance about like, I want to say, is it like the secret baby romance and then enemies to lovers? So basically what happens is this guy finds out like he is a father, and he's like 6-month-old or like a couple month old baby. And the way he finds out is that the mom and the baby were in an accident and he's on the birth certificate, so they've reached out to him and called him and it's like, hey, your son's in the hospital, we're reaching out to people to let them know what's happened, can you come to the hospital? So that's how he finds out that he's a dad. And of course this football player, he like does tests and everything to make sure like the kid's his, and once that's confirmed, he wants to be a part of the kid's life. But even before that, he said when he looked at the kid, he's like, I could just tell this was my son. So he has a kid, and then unfortunately the mom perished in the accident, but then her sister is there at the hospital, and the sister has been involved with the pregnancy, has been there for her sister and her nephew like this entire time, even since she was pregnant. And she thinks she deserves to take care of the kid because the dad has not been there. So they're enemies to lovers because she hates him for not being there for the kid, because her sister told her that she reached out to this man multiple times and he did not want to be a part of the kid's life. And then the football player saying, she never reached out to me, I didn't even know I had a kid, now that I know, I want to be a part of his life. So they're butting heads on that aspect. They're trying to do what's best for the kid, but she really does not want him to be part of, like, does not want him to have sole custody, I should say. Does not want him to be the sole custody, even though he is in the birth certificate. She didn't know that either. She didn't want him to be like the person who's in charge of her nephew when he hasn't been there from the beginning. So they kind of make this arrangement where they're going to work together and raise his son / her nephew together. And so they're like, oh, it's also forced proximity too. So they have to like work together to raise the baby, even though they don't necessarily like each other at first, and they're both conflicting. He's learning how to be a dad, she's helping out, and even though the baby's missing the mom because the mom was with him most of the time, and she's dealing with grief with her sister and everything, so it's a lot. But I really liked, I was not expecting it to like that much because it just came up as a single parent romance. I didn't really know the extent of it until you read the beginning and you find out how he became a single parent. I don't love single parent, like every once in a while, like they're okay, it's just like it's not my favorite trope, but I really did enjoy this one. It was so good. It is part of a series, unfortunately. It's like the single dad series or single dad players, whatever. I was reading through the description of the rest of the series and they all look pretty good, so I think this is a series I will continue with. But yeah, sorry I didn't vlog it. I apologize, but I had such a good time. I started it yesterday, and I read Into the Night and finished it this morning, and I'm just happy I read it. I'm happy I found a book on my Kindle that I really, really enjoyed. I had stopped this vlog for a while because I had read one of the football romances and I just didn't love it, and it was like, no, I need to get away from football romances right now and read something else. So now I'm back on it. And yes, I'm wearing the Eagles because today is game day and we play the Buccaneers. Thank goodness we won. I have been wanting to like film some of me watching the football games, but I'm not gonna lie, I get really into it and I get stressed. The Eagles have been stressing me out so far this year, and I can't handle it. I had to turn away from the game for a minute because I was like, maybe if I stop watching, they'll win and it'll go better. The games have been too close for comfort for me, and I've been stressed, and I have not been focused on any filming for that at all. I've just been like, can we just win this game, please? So I've been stressed, but it's fine. The game's over. We won. Maybe before I finish this vlog I will put some type of clip. But yeah, so I finished Mad Love. So good. I think I rated it 4 stars, and now I'm trying to get another physical read in. Dare You to Hate Me. This has been on my Goodreads for a while, and I just never picked it up, but I thought now is the perfect chance. So it's Dare You to Hate Me, and it looks like it's a childhood friends to lovers, and they were friends when they were younger. I think she asked him to run away with her, and he said no. He's like, I really want to go in the NFL. I really want to pursue this football thing. And so he doesn't run away with her, and then I think they end up meeting in college or something, or if not college, later in life when they're older. So we'll see. I'm not sure how I'll feel about this. I'm not going to start it tonight. I'm getting ready for bed, but hopefully I can start this tomorrow, and I'm hoping it'll be good. Again, it's another series. I'm going to have to do a video where I just read books from series to try to get through some of the series I have. It's a lot, guys. It's been bad, but it is what it is. Okay, so next book I'll be reading is this one. Guys, I am reading Dare You to Hate Me, and I have to say I'm absolutely loving it. I'm so close to being done. I have this little bit left, and I was trying to finish it at work. Didn't finish, so I'm gonna finish it now. I think I'm gonna film me finishing it, and then you can see I'm basically done with the book, so I think this will be a very high rating. But yeah, I'm loving it. This is exactly what I needed after the last football book, which I didn't love. I was hoping it would get better, but it just didn't get as good as I wanted it to be. But this, I'm loving this. It's definitely search trigger warnings. Like, definitely search them before you read this. But it is so good. So our main characters, I'm not sure how much I explained before, but our main characters are Aiden and Ivy, and they knew each other when they were younger. They were next door neighbors, and he ran away, asked him to come with her. He said no, and now they're both going to the same college, and they see each other again, and kind of talking about what happened in the past, where they are now. And there's a lot going on, but they're trying to battle a lot of things together where they currently are. And I really, really love Aiden and how much he cares for Ivy and how much he's there for her. He's like, I'm not losing you again. And guys, I was literally, because there's some difficult things in here, what the characters are going through. So I was literally tearing up during my lunch break, hoping no one was looking at me. I was like tearing up, having the napkins pat my eye. I was like, I was just getting very emotional reading this book. So yeah, but it's such a good story, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Can't wait to finish this now that it's officially done. But yeah, I'm having a really good time. But I want to finish this, and then when I'm done, give you final thoughts and kind of overview and my review of the book. So let's go. So we finished Dare You to Hate Me. It was really good, guys. I think I might give this a 5-star. Like, I really liked it. Usually when a book makes me cry, I was like, if you can move me that much to make me feel for this character that much, it's usually going to be a high rating. I loved Aiden and Ivy. So this book did have like flashback scenes, and usually I don't like that. But these were kind of more, it wasn't like a full chapter of a flashback, which I thoroughly appreciated. And it wasn't like every other chapter was a flashback or a different timeline or anything like that. This was more like, the flashbacks were kind of like memories. So when things would happen in present day with these two, it would trigger a memory for them, kind of. At least that's what it felt like. It would trigger a memory, and then you would go back to see what happened during that time in that memory. So it kind of was talking about what happened before she ran away and they no longer saw each other for a while and then came back. But it was throughout the story, and I liked how it was done in like memories and things like that. And it wasn't like a full chapter. It was like maybe like a couple pages or like half a page, and then it went back to present day. Like, again, like you're thinking of something and then you come back to present day because that was like a memory you had. So I liked that part of it. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was friends to lovers, childhood friends to lovers, and it was, I feel like it was a little grumpy in Sunshine, but he could be grumpy too, but she was definitely more grumpy than him. It was just so good. I feel like I'm not saying enough words to describe it. I liked how this was written, and of course it's a part of a series, oh my goodness, but I definitely want to continue with this author because of how this story was written, and I want to continue with the rest of the series, and I think I would enjoy it. So yeah, I'm so glad I read this book after my last football read that I didn't really enjoy that much. This one was so good. Yeah, so if you're looking for a football romance, this definitely has some deep issues in it, so check trigger warnings. It's not light and fluffy. It's more like a drama. So if you're into that, this is a football romance you need to watch. Need to read. I really enjoyed Aiden. He was very patient with Ivy because Ivy's been through a lot, and he's trying to be there for her, but since she's been through so much, she pushes people away and kind of keeps it herself. But I think one reason he was able to like get through to her is because they had a past and they were very special to each other in the past. They were very important to each other, and I think that was one reason they were able to like get through each other's walls, because he had some walls up. He was like football, and he's been through some things, and she was like, I just need to focus on school, focus on myself, like do these things, and that was how they were able to just get through each other, because I think they had that past and that foundation. Even though they were apart for a while, when they came back, they had to, rebuild, but it was just really nice to see them fall in love and be there for each other. And they definitely had conversations, things that were difficult for them and how to get through those. And again, like, there wasn't really a third act breakup, which I greatly appreciated. I hate a third act breakup. I know in like 9% of romances they happen, and some of them aren't terrible, but like, you feel it coming, and I just hate that when they're gonna get together in the end. But yeah, there was no third act breakup in here, and I love that. I just had such a good time with this book. I'm very happy I read it. Okay, there's kind of like two more football romances on my list. There's one I really want to get to. I don't have. I need to buy it. And the other one's on my Kindle, so I'm not sure if I'm going to read that one because I'm not too excited to read the one on my Kindle, but that's the one I currently have. So maybe I'll read that, and then hopefully this last one will be, it's like saving the best for last, or it's like save a good one to end the video. But yeah, ooh, 5 stars, guys. I'm just so happy. So happy. Okay, so I'm currently watching Thursday Night Football on Prime, and it is the Chargers and the 49ers. They're playing against each other. And I'm just having it on the background really, and I might start the next book of this vlog while this is in the background, because I'm not as invested in this game really, because it's not the Eagles. But so I could have ended with the books that I read already, but there's one more book I really want to read, but I don't have it yet. I need to order it online. So the one I have in the meantime is Home Game. I think it's by Lisa Suzanne. I don't have high hopes for this book. It seems okay. Only reason I have it, I got it off Prime is because it was a football book. It's a series, so if I don't like it, no harm, no foul. I tried the first book. So I'm probably going to be starting that soon. Yeah, I'm just watching this game, and that's it for now. We're gonna go with this angle. Okay, so I don't even know. Okay, this is called Home Game. Vegas Aces book 1. It's a series, and right now I am 68% through this book, and I'm already like, I think it's gonna be a 2-star. But I've already made it past the 50% point, so I don't know if it's like usually I'm like, I'm just gonna keep reading. It's no big deal. But I'm not loving it. Like I didn't think I would love it, but I thought I would enjoy it a little bit more than this. And we're 68% through. So basically, they meet, have a one night stand, and then they find out they're in the same wedding. So he's her brother's best friend, and she's a little sister. And of course, they didn't think that they would both be in the same wedding. And so now they're in the wedding, and they're not just a one night stand. And it turns out she's gonna be living with him for a while because she's gonna be staying in the area, and her brother will be on his honeymoon, and their house is getting remodeled or whatever. So he asked his friend, like, can my sister stay with you? And his friend, who she had the one night stand with, said yes. So now they're roommates, and we're 68% through, and we already got to, we're 68% through, and we still haven't gotten them living together. They just had like the wedding. That's another thing that annoyed me. I'm like, the wedding took up over 50% of this book, like the whole wedding's one night stand situation. I thought it should have been less. I thought that should have been like beginning, like maybe first 20 to 30%, and then we kind of see them going through living together and everything. I'm not loving it. I don't think it'll change my mind too much to 2-star, but the reason I want to keep reading, or like that I usually do keep reading books like this, is because I've gotten over halfway, and sometimes there's like a big grand gesture or something that happens then that changes my mind from like a 2 to like a 2.5/3. But I don't know. Another thing that they keep doing in the book is like, he's like, oh, I'm so much older, and like, I'm not the right guy for you. I'm not the biggest fan of age gaps, and the fact that he keeps bringing up their ages is getting on my nerves. He's like, oh, I'm just too old for you. And from what I'm gathering from the book, they're like 5, maybe 7-year age difference. I think she's around 25, 24, 25, maybe 26. And I believe he's like 30, 31. I'm thinking. I'm like, that's not that big of an age gap to me. I know she is younger. 25 is different than 30, like different stages of life. But the way it keeps bringing it up is like, oh, I know he's so much older, or like, oh, I'm older than you, I want to be with you, but I'm not. That's bothering me now. And I'm like, well, is their age bigger than what I think it is? I don't know. Like, the more I'm talking out loud, the more I'm like, do I just DNF this book? Because I don't think I'm gonna love it, but it's just something to read. I'm not sure. Usually if I get this far, I would have kept going. But now, and I don't DNF a lot, because when I realize, I'm like, oh, I don't think I'll love this, it's over halfway. It's very rarely I realize, like, I don't want to read this, like 20 or 30% of a book, and I DNF, which is a lot easier for me to do. So I don't know. The more I'm talking about it, the more I'm like, I don't want to finish this book. I can do others. I can do something better for my time. I can pass the time with it. It is what it is. It might get better. I don't know. I might try and see if there's something else I can watch. Read. But there is a show I want to watch, so maybe I'll just do that. I'm kind of disappointed. I didn't think I would love the book, but I just thought it'd be better than what I'm experiencing now. Okay, well, we'll see what I decide. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue or not. But I'll probably let you guys know if I do or if I don't. Last time I updated you, I believe it was Home Game, and I was thinking of DNFing it. And I think when I said that, it was like 68%. And it was like probably like 8 o'clock, close to 9 o'clock at night. And I had another 30% to go. And I did not think I would finish the book that same night. I was like, oh, I'll probably just, because I wanted to go to bed around like 10:30. So I was like, you know what, I'll just read like a couple more chapters until it hits that time, and then I'll read the rest tomorrow. So I'm reading, and then it's like the end. And I was like, what? So I checked, and I was like, am I missing? Is there a chapter missing? Like, what is going on? Because I'm like I told you last time I checked, it was 68%. I'm like, I know I'm over halfway, but I didn't think I had so little pages. And again, I was reading on my Kindle, so I didn't really pay attention to page count that much. So yeah, I finished it fairly quick. I finished it by 10:30. So like I got through 30% of the book in like an hour and a half, which is crazy because I thought I had like another, I don't know, a couple hundred pages to go to finish off this book. And it felt unfinished because this is not a standalone, like an interconnected standalone. The series follows the same couple throughout the entire series. And I did not know that until I finished this book, and it like ended on a cliffhanger. And then I read the rest of the books. I was like, do we like, you know, kind of continue their story, but then it's like another main couple? No. It's only their story for like 4 or 5 books. And I was like, what do we have to say for 4 or 5 books that we couldn't put into one book? I was so annoyed because I was already thinking of DNFing this, and I'm glad I didn't, because I literally I had barely anything left to read, so it was like whatever, I finished it. But I'm just annoyed because I didn't realize that this was a series for just one couple. I thought it was like many other series I read that is focused on one couple, and you kind of go, each book's a different couple, and you might see them in other books, but it's not their love story. And the thing is, I didn't even love this couple like that. I don't think I will continue this series. I just didn't love it that much. And the thing is, it started getting really good near the end. And I was wondering, I was like, why are we, because for over half the book, it's like, why are we spending time in this wedding when we should be getting on with their relationship, and them like fight, like close proximity trope, and best friend's little sister, my brother's best friend trope, you know? And it makes sense now because that's just the first book. There's more books. But I'm just annoyed because I was like, are we serious? And the ending of the book, I'm spoiling things, so if you're don't want to be spoiled, my bad, but I'm about to spoil it. But like the end of the book ended with like a fake relationship / fake engagement. So I was like, ooh, this looks good. And then it ended. Because literally I was like, oh, the book's getting good. I'm like, I'm glad I didn't DNF. And then literally like the next 2 pages, there was nothing left. It's like, catch more in the next book. And I was like, what are you talking about, catch more? We're not done with this story. How am I supposed to catch more? I was annoyed. So I rated it 2 stars because to me it wasn't worth it. I wasn't vibing with it. And I think now, if I knew what I knew when I started it, I might have not rated as low. But I came in thinking this would be a book about one couple story, and then it would end there and then continue on. But that's my fault. I didn't realize. But I still didn't enjoy them that much. Like, I know it was like one night stand and everything, but I don't know, I didn't feel the chemistry so much between them. And again, they're strangers, they don't really know each other. Even like their one night, I know they were telling us that it was so great, but I expected a little bit more feeling. I felt like maybe because it wasn't dual POV, it's only from her point of view. So maybe because of that, I didn't see his feelings and see how he felt about the night. We just saw hers. And so maybe that's what kind of made it not seem super romantic, super like, oh my goodness, like we're strangers, but we feel this deep connection with you. I don't know, I just didn't feel like that. So again, didn't love it. I could have dealt with not reading that book in this video, but it's fine. If you like a series that focuses on only one couple throughout the entire series, this is a series for you. And the other books do seem interesting, but I'm not gonna pay to read them. Like, if if they're at my library or if I can get them for free, I'll continue on. But other than that, I'm not going to pay money to continue this series. So for me, this will probably be the end of the road for this series. But yes, so there's only one more book I want to read for this series, and it's, I believe, Writer's Block. I need to buy the book, so I'm going to buy that after I get paid. So I'm going to get that book. That'll be the last book of this series. Last book of this video, and then I'll be done. And I feel like I've just elongated this so much, but it is what it is. Tonight is Thursday Night Football, and we're playing the Giants. So I'm hoping we come out with a win in this. But you never know. Anything can happen. But Saquon Barkley, who is our number one running back, also came off the documentary movie on Prime. So I'm going to watch that actually right now before this Eagles game. And I just found out that the Phillies are playing tonight. So I might just keep the score on my phone to keep track because their game starts at 6. Eagles play at 8. So I'm just going to watch this movie in between all of this and have a good time. Okay, hello. I'm back. So we lost the game against the Giants. I planned on trying to show you guys some football footage. And then I got very annoyed after the very beginning of the game, and I was like, nope. And the game didn't really get much better as it continued. I was very upset. So yeah, I didn't show you that game. Very embarrassed. We lost against the Giants. The Giants, who were 1-4, are now 2-4. We lost against that team. Against a rookie quarterback. Against all rookies, their top receiver was not in. And almost all our good players were in. The defense, we were struggling because we had a couple injuries, a couple people were out. We were struggling. But yeah, I didn't have a great time watching that. So yeah, we lost. Today is Sunday. Eagles don't play today since they played on Thursday. So I'm just going to probably just watch whatever's on. I'm trying to see the Cowboys game because I would like to see them lose. I don't know if the Commanders play today, but I also want to see them lose. I still need to order that book. I forgot I need to order that, but I'll order that today and then get that soon. But on my Kindle, I found another football book, so I might read that today if I have time while I'm watching the games. Might not, we'll see. But okay, it's called The Wrong Game by Candy Steiner. But this one is a football romance, but it's not a football player. It's just the football game. So this girl has season tickets to the football game, and she decides to get back out there and dating, and for every game she invites a guy to go with her for a date, which I think is a great date idea. But girl, the fact that you let this man come to you for a game, that's money, girl. But I'm good for you. I'm she has a season pass. Why not? Why not? But then I guess there's a bartender. I think they're friends, and he is well, I'll be your first date. I'll be your test date, and we'll see how it goes. And in his mind, he's I ain't gonna let her take no more dates, and he's gonna try and sabotage her. And I guess he really likes her and wants to date her, and this is how he's gonna do it. I believe I read other stuff from Candy Steiner. This is the Red Zone Rival series. Oh, it's upside down and whatever. Okay. But this is the first book, and then this is the order. She wrote this series. Guys, I love this series. It's so good. If you're looking for a football romance series, go check this out. It's the Red Zone Rival series by Candy Steiner. Oh my gosh, I love this. My favorite books are The Blind Side. I also like Quarterback Sneak, and then I like this one, False Start. Those three are my favorites out of the whole series. I do have to say The Blind Side I have reread multiple times, so maybe this one is my absolute favorite. It has a fake relationship, so maybe I'm a little biased with that, but that one's my favorite. But I didn't realize I'm excited to read another book by her, and it's a football one. Okay, Katie, yes, I'm excited. I enjoyed these books, so I'm hoping I'm going to enjoy this next one that she wrote. Okay, guys, I completely didn't film a review for this book, so I'm so sorry. But for The Wrong Game, I ended up rating it 3 stars. It was okay. I was really excited to read it because it was Candy Steiner, as I mentioned before. but it wasn't as good as her past books that I have read. So unfortunately, this was not my favorite. It was average, so it was okay. But I just didn't love kind of towards the ending and how all that was. I don't know. I just didn't love how it was wrapping up everything and kind of how that went. But overall, it was a decent book. So if you're interested in a football romance like this, go ahead and watch it. But it just wasn't my favorite out of the ones I have been reading so far, and ones from this actual author. So if you want to read a book from this author, I would actually suggest reading that football series I mentioned previously to start, and then maybe you want to go with this one if you're feeling brave or if you want to check it out. But yeah, so sorry about that. That another review in this video that I completely forgot to just tell you guys what I thought about it. So please forgive me. I'm still new at this vlogging thing, so there's going to be some bumps and roads along the way, but it's fine. Okay, let's continue on with this little vlog. I got my Amazon package with the final book to this vlog. I finally bought it. It took me long enough. Okay, so my first book I got was Bookworm Crush, and this is by Lisa Brown Roberts. So I'm not going to be reading this in this vlog, but this is a book that's been on my TBR for a while, and I'm glad I finally bought it. But the book I'll be reading for this vlog is Writer's Block by Mia Monique, and it's very short. It's under 200 pages. It's 120 pages. So yeah, I'm excited to give this a read, and it should be a very short book. So once I finish this, I'm gonna be officially done with this vlog. But yeah, this is the last and final book of the vlog. I'm currently reading something else right now, so I probably won't get to this until probably tomorrow. And then I'll finish up this video finally. An update on the Eagles. We are currently 5-2. We just won our game today against the Minnesota Vikings, so yay! I unfortunately was not able to sit and watch the game. I was at a birthday party for my nephew, so I had to do that, but we did end up winning the game today, so I was very happy about that. But yeah, I'm gonna get to reading this, and I'm gonna put these books away. Okay guys, I'm coming to you, and I finished The Writer's Block by Mia Monique. It's so short, under 300 pages, under 200 pages, guys, and it was just the perfect amount. And I believe this is like a series. I think there's another book coming, which I definitely want to read, but I had such a good time, and it only took like a couple of hours for me to read this. Had a great time. It's friends to lovers slash kind of like fake dating, so I love both of those things. I like fake dating a lot, but I had such a good time reading this, and I think I gave it 4 stars. I just had a good time. Short and sweet. I love having a good short little book every once in a while, just like kind of like a palate cleanser, if I should say, because you know I love a good hearty 300-page book and like have all the background in the story, but sometimes you just want something short and sweet to get right to the point, and I love both of these characters. I love their friendship. I love how comfortable they are with one another. It was just really good. I don't know if I talked too much about this book, but basically we have our 2 characters. One is Josephine and one is Caleb. I believe he calls her JJ, and they have been friends since college, and he kind of doesn't have a family, so her family kind of like adopted him into their family when they met in college, and they've been really good friends ever since. One thing that drew him to her was that of course she's beautiful, but like she wasn't trying to get his attention like all the other girls were in college, because he's a football player. So that was one thing that kind of like drew him even more to her. She likes to keep to herself, and he just kept wanting to be her friend, and she finally gave in, and now they're really good friends, and they have been for years and years. And he's in the NFL now, and he kind of needs to clean up his image, and she is writing a book. She's a writer, very successful writer, and she's kind of diving into a new genre. So she usually typically writes fantasy, but she wanted to dabble in romance. But usually before each book, she likes to do some type of research or read more books or kind of do something that would draw from inspiration. And so she was like, well, if I want to write like a romance spicy book, I want some inspiration. So she planned on dating and trying different things. And he was like, actually, I need to fake date someone, and we really do trust each other, so why not we help each other out, and I can help you with your research for your book. I was like, yeah. And she was like, no, we're friends, we shouldn't cross that line. He's like, no. He's like, we'll be fine, we're friends. Like, and then once this whole fake dating is over, we'll go back to how we were. So that's basically what happened. She needs inspiration for her book, and he needs to clean his image, and they help each other out. Love this book. I just had such a good time. I'm definitely going to continue reading in this series. I would love to also read more from this author. So that's another thing I want to do. Check this author out and see what else the author writes and I can read. But yeah, this is the final book of the vlog. I know, finally, right? I just kept on adding and adding books. But I'm glad I read this one and added it to the vlog to complete it. So let's take a look back at everything I read. So for my physical reads, I did Playing Hard to Get, and then I did Dare You to Hate Me, and then we did the writer's block. Then on my Kindle, I had Not Your Biggest Fan, Mad Love, Home Game, and then we have The Wrong Game. It's around football, but it's not a romance with a football player, but I'm still including it with this. I definitely think my physical reads I liked a lot more than my reads on my Kindle. So, yeah, my least favorite was probably Not Your Biggest Fan, and then I think the next one after what was this one? Oh no, my least favorite was Home Game. Yeah, I didn't like that one. And then Not Your Biggest Fan was next, and then I would say The Wrong Game. I say that one is the third least favorite. And then I would do Playing Hard to Get. This one was really cute. And then we're going to do... Okay, we'll do Dare You to Hate Me. And then I'll have Mad Love as second. And I do think this one was my favorite. I had such a good time. Mad Love and this one were my favorites. I had a really good time reading both of these. Like, these were not bad. These were all really good books. And I want to continue in... I think they're all... might be series. I'm not sure about this one. But I want to continue in all of them if they are series because I really enjoyed them and Mad Love. The other ones I could care less. I don't want to continue with. But yeah, those are all the books I read for this football romance reading vlog. And let's see. The Eagles are now 6-2. The Giants game was yesterday and we beat the Giants. Thank goodness. Yeah, we beat them. Had such a good time. So we're 6-2. About to have a bye week. So I'm excited to see where the rest of the season goes. I hope we get to the playoffs and get really far. I hope you guys like this. I hope you got maybe some recommendations for some books. And I'm sorry, I feel like I was all over the place. Apologies. But yeah. But until next time, bye.